On today's episode, the following featured videos.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the supplemental broadcast. I am your host, Jess. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, the YouTube Recommended Chronicles, on X, Tumblr, or Facebook for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. On to today's featured selections. First up today, we have a video selection from The Hill entitled Bill Gates Enriching Himself at Average American's Expense. We're going to start our featured selections with the crew of Rising exposing more details on how Bill Gates is attempting to dominate the food industry, lobbying NGOs against the American people for his own personal profit, and uses influence over many public authorities to alter our diets to his left-lord desires of totalitarian rule, reducing the rest of us to a level beneath mere slave. Great job, as always, from everyone at The Hill covering Bill Gates shenanigans. Our next video comes in from Awaken with JP, and it's titled, It's for the Greater Good, so shut the no word up. Now let's move on to Awaken with JP. He's super fun. It's a great, super fun skit from JP Spears on his channel, Awaken with JP, and he comes in as his disheveled newscaster persona, sprinkled with his other alter ego here and there in a parable for today regarding the greater good. I'm not going to spoil any more than that. His skits are fantastic, and so is his reaction channel, React with JP. If you get a chance to check it out, hop on over there. Now we have a video, and these come in every day, but this one is from November 30th. Suspicious observers, solar impacts begin today, sun and pregnancy and resonance. This is a very important channel to follow in the coming months and years. Suspicious observers with an O, like a 0, not like a letter O, is an excellent resource for solar weather daily, along with educational materials regarding the Earth disaster cycles, upcoming micronova, aka when the aliens talk about the great solar flash in the different transmissions, and some of the spiritual prophetic word videos will also speak of a great solar flash as well. So I believe that all these things are connected. And the updates on the current magnetic excursion, polar shift, and the related weather impacts that we're currently going through. And I'm sure if you've been paying attention to the weather, it's pretty weird. And no, it's not us humans. The sun is a lot more powerful than we are. Let's just put it that way. So I highly recommend a subscription to stay up to date with anything that comes up. He actually comes on I think his name is Ben. He comes on a couple times a day. And if anything like big happens, he'll like pop on and do a live feed. So definitely hop on over there and check him out. Now we have a video coming in from, wow. In my mind, every time his videos come up, I call him Blue Shirt Dude very affectionately. But his channel's name is Theoria Apophasis. So the video, yeah, I know, pretty heady, right? Good stuff. The video's title is "Can You See It? Defunct Natural Order." Oh, this was a good one. This was a hoot and holler. Where was this guy when I was bringing up my many concerns about some of these so-called facts with many science and math teachers way back in K through 12 who could not seem to understand that oversimplification and logical fallacies tend to make developing mind just question everything that you're saying and really not believe you or have a lot of faith in your proficiency. No offense, teachers. I'm sure there's proficient teachers out there, but oh, who am I kidding? The Marxist subverted education. There probably aren't many left. My inner 10-year-old anyway is applauding this dude with a mic drop worthy analysis on all of the basics that he is going over. Yes, the natural order is most certainly defunct. I am in full agreement. If you like in-depth talks on science, current events, metaphysics, and more, this channel is a great match for interesting talk to ponder the things that, in my opinion, truly matter. On to our, we have a fun one for you this time, guys. So Mike versus Everyone is the channel that our next video is coming from. And the title is Cloud World Insanity, episode 157. Jeffrey makes claim about why the right doesn't like him and more. I don't think it's just the right. I've actually heard the center and the left complain about this dude, but what can I say? Some people just get on that TikTok and they rock and roll, don't they? I had a hard time believing many of the crazy stories that I was hearing through the grapevine years ago, because there wasn't a channel like this bringing the receipts to prove that the leftist woke tards have totally gone off the deep end and are an absolute menace to society. I didn't want to believe this was true years ago because, well, what a middle-aged stereotypical trope to fall into. But seriously, y'all, there is a big problem brewing out there, and it must be dealt with. And we can't do that without evaluating the phenomenon. And going in and taking the brave hits for us is Mike versus Everyone. And for real, he shows some crazy stuff. So if people don't believe some of these stories that, I guess you could say the activist community, for lack of a better term, they are not just peacefully protesting and holding signs anymore, and they aren't necessarily standing up for causes that are good anymore. So what better than to have a few people out there on the internet going ahead of us and scouring this stuff out. And moving on to our next video, this one's from Redacted, and the title is, "This is way worse than Elon Musk's Twitter files. Get ready." So Redacted is back with our last feature this episode, covering the censorship industrial process, industrial complex. People really need to get the word out about all of this. It's not conspiracy theories. These are conspiratorial facts. There's a major difference. And debunk that many of the topics being covered on this show and on many other shows are not conspiracy theories. We're literally bringing the receipts, and our world needs conscientious citizens to provide the adequate civil discourse and other actions to bring forth more awareness about the truth and the evil lurking behind many of the big state lies that the masses have accepted because, conformity is king out there in competing to be the shiniest slave you can be or something. So we now have enough awake to the truth, and we have enough people showing evidence to nip many of these dismissive labels against us in the bud. It's time for us once and for all to, act and demand our constitutional rights be upheld. They were never intended to be for sale, and that goes for everyone in all the other countries out there too. It's not just here in America. We're all in the same boat. Let's come together. Let's be a community of good, conscientious citizens, not this weird activist class of people out there. So definitely check out Redacted for that story, and all the links for today's show are in the description box, as always. And now it's time for my Auspicious Op-Ed for this episode. So I got hung up on a title. So here's the real title, and I'll just translate it into English for you. The title for this one is Gilded Gulags, Mandatory Debt Slavery to Improve One's Lot in Life, and the FAFSA Land Grab. Well, the other title, which is just breaking it down to keep it real, in short, college is a trap and was designed as such. So my grandfather warned me about the dangers of college, that it was a communist re-education facility, and it was also a debt trap that required the tax returns of parents or guardians to put the private property of the student and their parents or guardians on the line for a cheap government land grab if you can't repay the debt. That was last century. Fast forward to now. Clearly, my grandfather was not signing any forms for financial aid when I graduated high school, and set me on the track to making my own way in this world directly out of high school. I started working and just doing different things, figuring out who I am, just being young, normal people stuff. This century, due to the elitist snobbery that obliterated the American dream, at the tender age of 30, I ventured into college, and it was by far worse than anything my grandfather had ever described to me. I'm surprised that it is permitted, let alone encouraged or required to happen on American soil. What a racket, what a crock, what a fraud, what a scam. At the wiser old age of nearly 42, just a few weeks ago, guys, I have attended higher education from community college and online university all the way to the small private liberal arts college experience, and overt communist and socialist culture and values instituted were so sickening, I walked away from the entire thing my senior year. It's not worth it, guys. Colleges and universities are exploitative places, riddled with abuse, with no other mission than impressing elites and siphoning every last cent from students and their families that they can get. And I'm including long after graduation. They want their donations. They do. Clearly, the corruption, snobbery, and Machiavellian nature of the entirety of academia was not always as toxic as it is today. But I believe that we are entering a new era and a new earth where wasteful and harmful practices, like all this illusory gladiatorial combat known as the collegiate or baccalaureate experience to prove one's supposed worth, are abandoned in favor of a much more honest and old-fashioned way to get things done, with far more independence and less credentialization than we see expanding the moat of parasitic, cannibalistic nepotism. Unlike my classes, every cent I spent on my new path back to true Americana, doing things on my own and making my own way in this world, has paid off in multiple, where college just left crippling debt without much to show for it now that everyone goes just to not be stigmatized for not going to college. The stratification of society was an intellectual illusion that is about to come tumbling down. Are you ready for the crash? I do hope you're prepping for it as I am. It's upon us in the near future from the looks of it. I'm for real, guys. Education system, financial system, governmental structure, all basic infrastructure. These are crumbling before us, and it is not by incident. It's an intentional implosion. Stay tuned to more episodes of the supplemental broadcast for more receipts, more details, and more talk on the important matters of today. Well, I guess this is to the end of the show. I'd like to take us out and leave you with today's musical selection, Fresco by Aztec Adventure. Again, it's me. I have multiple performance monikers. And all the links are in the description. Thanks so much again, guys, for coming back for a wonderful show. And I will see you next time with way more cool stuff to share. Have a good one. Bye.